Welcome learners in our today's lesson, and today we're going to look at operators in C programming language. So operators are basically the symbols which you can use to transform data into information. Any symbol which you can use to transform data into information. So with that operators, it means we can come up with a program, and the program can acquire data, but it cannot convert that data into meaningful information. So basically there are classes of operators basing on their functions. So the first class, we call it arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators are those symbols that can manipulate data mathematically. Examples include the plus symbol for addition, computing sum, the minus symbol for what we call subtraction or computing the difference of two or more numbers. The backslash symbol is for coming up with quotient or dividing numbers. This percentage symbol we call modulus. Modulus is for computing the remainder. Modulus, the name is modulus. Yes, you say 4 modulus 2, the answer is 0. 2 goes into 4 2 times, nothing remains. It will divide two or more numbers and give you what remains. And the operator is the asterisk, is for computing the product. So those are examples of operators under arithmetic. The next class of operators is known as assignment operators. An assignment operator, we have only one symbol, the equal sign. This is used to give variables initial values. We can say a variable is x, I'm giving x the value 10, so I say x is equals to 10. We can initialize by taking the value of an expression to be assigned to a variable. I'm assigning the value of this expression a plus b to this variable named x. The next class of operators is known as relational operators. Relational operators. Relational operators are used to compare data items, to establish the relationship between those two data items. So they look for largest, smallest, and equality. The first one is greater than, the next one is greater than or equal to, this one is less than, we have less than or equal to, then you have this two equal sign means equal to, then this one is for not equal to. Not equal to. We have examples. If I say 5 not equal to 5, meaning what is on this side of the operator and what is on the other side of the operator, if they are not the same, it will return true. If they are the same, it will return false. So it will return false. If I say 5 equal to 5, the answer is true. What is on this side and what is on the other side is the same. If I say 5 not equal to 6, the answer is true. If I say 5 greater than 6, the answer is false. If I say 5 less than equal to 6, the answer is true. So relational operators take input as letters, numbers, they compare and return an output as yes or no, or true or false. Then the next class of operators is known as logical operators. Logical operators are used to compare, making choices. They are also work like relational operators. The only difference between logical operators and relational operators is basically their what you call input they take. Relational take a number or a letter as input or characters. Logical operators take yes or no or true or false as the only input. So they make decisions basing on yes or no. So the first one is logical AND. So logical AND basically will give you a true if both inputs you are giving it are true. If you are giving it 4 inputs and one of them is a false, it will give you a false. If you are giving it 3 inputs, 2 inputs and all of them are true, it will give you a true. But otherwise, it will give you a false. The next one is logical OR. The symbol for logical OR is 2 lines. Logical OR will give you a true if both inputs or one of the inputs is a true. If we give it 3 inputs and one of them is a true, it will give you a true. If we give it 2 inputs and one of them is a true, it will give you a true. If we give it 2 inputs and all of them are true, it will give you a true. But if we give it 3 or 2 inputs or 4 inputs and all of them are false, it will give you a false. Then last you have what you call logical NOT. Logical NOT is used to negate. Negating means interchanging inputs. If it is a true, it will change it to a false. If it is a false, it will make it a true. Another class of operators is known as increment operators, the plus. These are operators that are meant to increase. They increase a variable by 1. Examples, we have what we call post increment operator. Post increment operator, the operator appears what we call after the operand. You can have an example. X is equals to 10. We have a variable named x and it has 10. If I say x plus plus, it means I'm saying x plus 1. So 10 plus 1, x becomes 11. Another form of increment operator is pre-increment operator. Pre-increment operator, the operator appears before the data ama the operands. An example, you have x is equals to 10, then I say plus plus x. So it means this one cannot change because I'm increasing the value of x by 1, then I later assign 10. So x will remain 10. Pre-increment doesn't affect the value. Another class of operators is known as decrement operators. These are operators that reduce or decrease a variable by 1. So we have post decrement. The operator appears after the operand. E.g. x is equals to 10, then I say x minus minus, so x is same as x minus 1, so 10 minus 1, x becomes 9. Then pre-decrement, the operator appears before the data variables, so in this case it cannot interfere or decrease the value of that particular variable. So basically you have a program that illustrates the use of arithmetic operators. So with this program I'm coming up with line 1. We said line 1 must have the header file, so I'm adding this stdio as a separate program into my program, and we said stdio is a file that has printf and scanf, and printf and scanf are channels that enables me to display information using the monitor of the screen and acquire data using the keyboard of the computer. So basically I'm creating two variables to take whole numbers, int a, b. These are variables that take whole numbers. Then I'm prompting someone to enter a number. Printf, enter a and b. You enter any value in form of whole numbers. Those values are going to be stored in a and b using this scanf. Scanf modulus d because of integer. Modulus d, another one is for b because b is integer. Then ampersand a, ampersand b. One for storing the value of a, and that is for storing the value of b. We say this is not address operator. This ampersand is known as address operator. It will enable scanf to access the memory address of what we call a, and the memory address of a will enable scanf to access that location named a and store a value that one will key using the keyboard. Now I don't have output variables to store sum, to store product of a and b, to store the difference of a and b, to store the quotient of a and b. I don't have those variables, so I'm doing in a printf. I add, then I send to the screen direct. So I'm printf, I display a plus b is equals to, then I take the value of a plus the value of b. If a1 entered 2, b1 entered 3, I'm taking the value of 2 times 3, the answer is 6. I'm displaying 6 on the screen. Printf, a times b is equals to that, I multiply. A divided by b, the same as taking the value of a divided by b. A modulus b, that way. So this program illustrating how you can add numbers, how you can subtract numbers, how you can multiply numbers using what we call arithmetic operators. Thank you.